السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast, episode 74.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Merry Ramadan.
Yeah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem. Yeah.
You see? Are you going to edit this out?
MashaAllah.
You
You got a haircut?
I did get a haircut, mashallah. It was a compulsory Umrah haircut.
MashaAllah.
I was trying to a couple of weeks ago. So even when you remember how long my hair was. When I went to actually get it cut, even the guy was like, all of it? I was like, yeah, mate, no choice.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm all pious and radiant with you now.
How was it?
It was cool.
Sorry, apologies. I lost my spot in the diary.
Wow. You just killed it. It was,
Yeah.
it was.
Keep going.
Your diary is shocking.
Yeah.
Can we show the camera? No, I need to show the camera. No,
There's so many-
just one. Let me just look. This is what his diary looks like. Just show them.
There's things to
No,
do.
show them the different pages. It looks like he just squashed insects on a page. Look at that. Look at that.
The stuff that doesn't get done next 1 week, it gets pushed
he just crosses it off and makes it look like he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Let me read. It says, let me read something.
No.
Pretend that I have something to do. Yeah, that one's crossed off.
Milk,
Crab milk
It's grab milk.
and grab milk. Okay. Nah, it was good. Mashallah. It was awesome. So got into Medina.
Yeah.
Then, the booking system is quite interesting for Rauda.
Oh, yeah. For Rauda, for Tawaf.
For Rauda.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got to book it in Medina
Yeah.
for Rauda. It was good for those that have mobile phones and get a place because you go in there and you're like, I'm here for half an hour.
Yeah.
Right, but I felt sorry for those old people or those people that don't have mobile phones, or someone's been saving their whole life to come there,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, I don't have a mobile phone."
You reckon there's people like that still?
100%. There's heaps of people like that.
Nah.
No, brother, that's just because you live in Australia,
Yeah.
or the people that you communicate with don't have diaries anymore and they have mobile phones with their calendars. Right, the fact that there's someone sitting right now going, "Do you reckon there's people that still use diaries?"
Yeah.
Right? You're right here, mate. You're looking at him. And the fact that you can't find where you're at
Yeah, they
shows
found
you
it.
don't even use the date. What's the date on there?
That's not a date. It's under cash summary.
Cash summary 2024. There you go.
No,
So that's how
alhamdulillah.
useful your diary is to you.
Yeah.
It's not even today's date.
Yeah.
But apart from that, let's go back to mobile phones in Medina. Medina was good.
Yeah.
Makkah was good, so we did it in reverse.
Okay.
So I went from Medina to Makkah. And then went to India. One day after arriving, we got hit.
So you were there in Ramadan?
No. We left about 4 days before.
I didn't accept you for Ramadan in.
Yeah, I felt that when I come back. I was like, because I booked it to
But
go
it's like you'd be
towards-
packed out and everything's
Well, no,
booked
I
more,
booked it to
more
go through
expensive.
India,
But
just
even-
to visit, to introduce the family to the rest of the family.
Yeah.
However, in hindsight, there's no hindsight, I suppose, but
The kids have been there before.
no, not the babies.
No, but the older kids.
The older ones went there like 8 years ago,
Oh, okay.
right? And then knocked out. Second
Yeah.
day, so we arrived on the Sunday. Monday got sick,
Yeah.
and literally we're flying back on the Monday. The Sunday got a little bit better to fly
Yeah.
back. So we didn't basically.
What'd you
leave
get?
the room. I have no idea. I got
Yeah.
so sick. I booked myself into hospital, Indian hospital. The missus is still giving me crap about it because everybody was sick, and apparently, anyway, let's not go there. But think about how sick
You
someone
didn't
has
go to
to.
Apollo or one of those.
No.
Don't say the name of the.
one
Give
of
a bad
those-
name to
no,
the.
one of those expensive hospitals. No.
Yeah.
No, it was a good hospital though,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was full on. Like it was
Okay.
after Umrah. My advice to myself will be: don't go anywhere else. Come straight home and just recover. The whole world comes there. Everyone brings.
You didn't
their
go to
little-
one of those street stalls and have one of those special armpit pakoras.
No, I did not have.
Have
an
you seen
armpit
that
pakora.
video of that
Oh,
guy?
it's just it's horrendous.
Yeah.
But the worst part is people eat it.
Is special probiotics.
But
Armpit
the worst
probiotics
part
that he-
about that video is
I mean, he's
people
disabled.
are watching
because-
this but eating it. No, I'm all for disability. Right, I'm all for that. I mean, that's the nature
Yeah.
of my work.
Yeah.
Right, disability, disabled rights, and back in the workplace.
yeah.
But
That's a bit
we
much.
have hygiene standards, and there are some hygiene standards that just
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
that
you're
was the result.
you're an anti-ableist, you know.
Wow.
The brother's
Wow.
he's using, Allah's giving him an
I
armpit
want to
and,
see a video of you going there,
and eating his,
ordering like
eating his
3 of his pakoras or whatever he's cooking on video. It's got to come out from that armpit.
special product.
For those that
probiotic.
haven't seen it, for those that haven't seen it,
It's full on.
You're gonna know when
It's
you
not.
see the
It's
video.
there's a whole
Can you put can you
there's a
put
whole
link?
trend.
Yeah, but can you put a link to that video?
There's a whole I mean, just armpit guy India. Just search that
Armpit chef
but,
India.
But it's like other parts. No offense, I know. Like I don't want to offend any Indians, but like
No.
other parts of the world don't seem to do this. Like I said, you can feel
it's a
this-
trend now. People go there, like tourists are going there and filming these videos of Indian hygiene practices
or lack thereof,
or lack thereof
Mm.
in street food.
Yeah. So you didn't have any street food from that guy or anybody else that. Okay.
We couldn't even like Allah.
You might have caught something in Saudi.
No, in Umrah, of course.
Yeah.
It was from
You
Saudi.
just-
It wasn't from
yeah.
India because we didn't eat out.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
It was definitely from Saudi. But
Inshallah, la ba'as tahur, inshallah. There's when you're a sick person, it's a sunnah to say that inshallah, no worries, and
I mean,
purification
I'm
of
doing
sins,
well. I'm doing
you know?
well. Oh, yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
to purify, brother. All right. Yeah. All the edits of
if
this
you want your sins forgiven, go armpit guy.
all the edits of this podcast is like
Astaghfirullah.
forgiveness that I have to ask for.
Anyway,
All the stuff he edits out. Anyway.
yeah. No.
So that was me the last.
How long was the trip? The total trip?
2 weeks for me.
Okay, that's
2 weeks for me.
That's a short trip, but multiple countries.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was a few on the way there.
Yeah.
Our flight got delayed or cancelled.
Okay.
So the flight got cancelled. The Etihad flight. So through the help of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala.
Ittihad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Etihad.
Yeah.
Etihad, mate.
Etihad,
Etihad, right? And then, so I called their customer service or whatever in the UAE while I was waiting in line at 2 a.m. Then I spoke to the guy there. I go, look, that Emirates flight leaves at 6. I need to be on it.
Mm.
Bro, we got upgraded on the Emirates flight to premium economy.
What's the difference?
Huge.
Premium economy over
Premium economy over economy. It's massive.
the seats?
The seats, the food, the space, the service, the toilets. It's ridiculous. You pay $1,000 more, so it's not business class where it's like $5,000 or $6,000 or whatever. We didn't pay anything. We just got transferred. It was crazy. Right?
Mabruk.
Mashallah, right?
Yeah.
But I kept thinking, if this is premium economy, what the heck is business class like? And the food was phenomenal. I
Yeah.
don't have words for it.
Okay.
Like it was that good.
Yeah.
I had my son with me, typical little Indian boy. I'm ordering like these braised beef
You
cheeks.
insult him
and
like that.
All
He's
this
Australian.
No, bro, this guy ordered biryani. Right, I just looked at him and I was like, bro, you seriously gonna have the chicken biryani? He goes, yeah, that's what I feel like. I was like, all right, good luck to you. But it's crazy. The sweets, the desserts. Like, I'm not doing a plug for Emirates for their premium economy, but I am.
It was that good.
For me personally, if you're on a long haul flight now, it's worth paying that.
Oh.
If you got the cash,
Moving up in the world.
no. If you've got the, I didn't
Yeah,
book
yeah.
it, but if I had the cash, I'll book it.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
I mean, I think just we're getting to the age where we never noticed before economy, but
It's that little
when,
creak in the
when you
neck
get
when
that
you get
little
off
bit
or
of
that-
comfort, you realize, like
There's
even
a big
in domestic flights, like now
Yeah.
start choosing a bit more comfortable seating and a little upgrades.
No, these little things do make a difference.
Yeah.
Like for me, for
Yeah.
example, I would never have thought about it, but Qantas Club,
Yeah.
that's worth its weight in gold.
Mm.
If you fly
Yeah.
regularly, which not that I
But
fly regularly.
Qantas, like, what do you get out of, like, what's the Qantas?
Brother, you go in there.
Are you talking about the lounges and stuff?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have?
yeah.
Okay.
You go in there, you chill in the lounge, you can do your work.
But how do you get access to that lounge? Don't you have to be like fly with them?
Yeah, you either go fly with just our Qantas.
Oh, okay.
You pay a membership fee for a
Yeah.
year, and that gives you access to the lounge.
Okay.
Right? Yes, you do get tempted to book Jetstar or Qantas, even if it's a little bit more expensive. But it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always
You get a lot of work
it's,
done.
it's like booking a more expensive flight. The route is cheaper to the destination, you know, because the less hours is more convenient and you pay a bit more for that. Like you can go through one of those Chinese city, Chinese Airlines 50 hours. You can do one of those things. Or you can do the, 14 hours to Qatar, Abu Dhabi or
my son
Dubai.
and my nephew that are coming back from Tarim are doing that. So they're flying into Jeddah. They got 11 hours in Jeddah, 10 hours in Jeddah. Wait. Then they get on a flight to Mumbai. They got 4 hours there. And then to Singapore, they've got 6 hours there. So they left, I think, this morning, and they're arriving Sunday morning.
Far out.
I was just like, you know
it's
what?
Friday. It's Friday morning till 3 days. They certainly.
It's a cheap flight.
They're young.
Exactly.
It won't bother them
Mate,
too much.
You're 17 years old. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's fine. That's
But for us, I don't know if like. Look, I
hate traveling long flights now.
I flew back in economy.
I remember once I traveled for Hajj and then I went to South Africa or somewhere, and then it was like 8 flights in 1 week.
Yeah.
And I said, I made tawbah from like, I'll never fly. Like it was that much. So I said 1 year, I do not want to travel. Absolutely. I was not going to do any small trips, domestic flight. I didn't. I refused for 1 year, I refused to fly anywhere. Just because it was just so painful that 1 week. And like, it takes another 2 weeks to recover.
Imagine these guys that are like pious guys or elders or whatever you want to call them, sheikhs, muftis, that are like 200 days of the year they're out.
I don't know anybody that's that much, but there's no, I don't think so. But they have their times, but I don't think there are 200 days a year. But they maybe they don't like their wife and family. Maybe just to get away from them.
I'm waiting for you to get struck by lightning right now.
What do you mean? Like maybe how do you know the intention?
How do you know their intention?
I don't know the intention. So I'm assuming it could be good or bad. Good, they're pious. Bad, they could be just getting away. It's escapism.
Wow.
It's to get away.
Is that why you didn't fly for a year? Because you had a non-existent family, and now since he's been married, all he wants to do is fly.
No. I have to fly soon, inshallah. But too many things on. Madrasa, new course starting.
Where do you have to fly to? I
have to fly 3 places.
Wow.
Yeah. So England to see my teachers, and then see a teacher in Pakistan as well, and then that's very important for me. Like in the next 2-3 months.
Teacher in Pakistan.
Yeah, don't worry, long story, but yeah.
Okay.
So, alhamdulillah, inshallah.
You'll have a teacher in Pakistan.
Inshallah.
All right. And then what about Ruski?
Yeah, maybe with the family in the next year or two, inshallah. Definitely it's on the agenda. But I don't know how you tried for Dagestan, families from Mrs. from Dagestan. So hopefully, inshallah, that could be something as well.
Habib country.
I don't know about that, but just visit in-laws, I guess.
Oh, you're not going to go for UFC fighting or training or anything like that? No. Can you imagine this guy trying to do UFC? That would be crazy.
You don't know.
No, but what I'm saying would be crazy. You come out a machine, you'll be a monster, brother.
Yeah.
Wrestle some bears.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, long time ago, I did like kickboxing and wrestling, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I could beat you up. I know that. For sure.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
No, I was told by a boxer that I have a heavy right. Like I have a heavy cross. Bro, I have a heavy cross because I put my weight into it.
Wait, because it's the Easter weekend. You're talking about heavy crosses.
Where you
going with that, bro?
I have a.
Are you putting a Candace Owens on us?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah.
Oh yeah, Candace Owens.
Yeah, she got sacked.
Wow, the Daily Wire, which was the bastion of free speech.
Don't offend the Zionists. Basically, no matter how normal you may seem, don't show any sympathy. These Zionists that control these media empires or whatever, or organizations.
You can't show sympathy.
You can't show sympathy for astaghfirullah azim, for Palestinians and so forth. And you have to, you are always an anti-Semite. Doesn't mean anything anymore. It just means that if you are anti-Israel, you're anti-Semite. That's what they've equated it to, and everybody can see through it now. We were listening to something before the Hodge twins, and they're talking about it's now permeated. Everything they've done, and the more they do it, like Rabbi the unholy Shmuley, as Muhammad Hijab calls him, Rabbi Shmuley, the way everything they do to win and to do propaganda, it's backfiring. And if anti-Semitism was a thing before, because nobody really cared before, they made it a thing. Yeah. They themselves, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They encourage it, and because of their bad behavior, the Zionists, their bad behavior, and their
Arrogance.
and the justification, what cannot be justified, it just exposed them more and more. These are really nasty pieces who are controlling our politicians and governments.
Well, the thing is, it's basically they plan, and Allah makes them lose in their plans.
Yeah. And Allah's the best of planners. Yeah, they plan and Allah plans. Allah's the best. Their plans. Allah makes them fail, and it. The more they do it, the more they provoke it, the more it backfires.
It's failure with disgrace.
Yeah,
with humiliation.
Yeah, and that's not, and it's on record. And it's on record, and they're trying to do they're hardcore damage control, but it's too late now, and that's why the laws being passed for TikTok as well.
Yeah. In the US,
basically,
that's why they want to get rid of it.
Because they can't control it. It's so out of control now that it must be hurting the Zionists so badly that their board politicians are trying to ban it. But people are going to get VPNs and go around it, and there's going to be
not just VPNs, but it's too late. The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, and now everybody's going to be looking at these are the ruthless.
Now you see it, and even. And the simple thing is, and I'm not saying the Zionists did this or Israel did this or who did it, who knows, but what happened in Russia?
Yeah.
Like literally a second after that shooting, ISIS-K.
Oh, that everybody can see it very clearly, like everybody in a chorus, basically ISIS.
ISIS-K, it's an offshoot,
and
apparently.
The guys that are they're supposedly caught on the way out to Ukraine, and, you can have patsies any time, and you can use these guys are probably 50 IQ, and whatever they are. And they've been used. I mean, they're doing the quote unquote ISIS-K. This baffles the mind. The ISIS-K guys that are in where was it? In Afghanistan. They're killing ulama of the Islamic Emirate Taliban. They all right. Your cause is quote unquote, supposedly Islamic.
Yep.
Supposedly. And so then you should be maximum damage in your mind, in whatever shape or form, should be to the anti-Islamic forces.
Yes.
But the guys that are the most Islamic, probably, in the eyes of many,
they're the ones that are attacking.
They're the ones that are attacking. They're killing ulama, Shaykh al-Hadiths, and the general public. They're bombing, they go in front of a bank and they bomb a bank.
Really?
What Islam, and even these guys that went into a theater, under which Islamic justification can you go and just start shooting just
innocent people?
Bystanders? Under what pretext?
But the crazy thing is, bro, we haven't heard about ISIS for 10 years.
Yeah,
there's been nothing.
Yeah, they ramped it up.
All of a sudden,
within 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been
ISIS
and the Americans gave a warning. All American the embassy the day before. And when they was confronted, the speaker at the White House, when he's confronted, yesterday you told us, he goes, what do you know? We didn't really know anything. We're just giving a general sort of thing. It was very general. He's saying the next 48 hours, something might go down. So what channels, where did you hear this?
And why haven't you told Russia this?
And he goes, more likely,
that it's ISIS.
and the fingers are pointing to CIA and Mossad. And even the Russians have not accused. They said, no, this is not ISIS-K.
No,
this is not ISIS-K. This is and they're pointing the fingers to Ukrainians. And the guys that they caught, they're from Tajikistan. The same guys that get caught in things. So what is in Tajikistan that they're hiring these patsies to commit these things? So this is something that's there's a lot going on in the background, and they probably have the worst person. He's not all good. But Putin is probably the worst person that they have. The guy, you saw in the interview with Tucker Carlson, the guy's he's on mentally. He's actually, and he's a spy. He's an intelligence officer, so he knows the game of the intelligence agencies.
But I'll tell you one thing about this guy: he's been very patient.
Yeah,
I was reading an article the other day, and it's quite interesting that Putin is not the type of guy that's going to react emotionally. They've got a plan, a long-term game plan. They're making sure that their long-term game plan is going without emotional reactions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now it's research time. Who did this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these patsies, once they're traced, apparently for $5,000 or $1,000, whatever it was on Telegram, that's the way someone's paid $5,000. They said how much they're getting paid. Let's say you paid $100,000 to go and kill innocent people for $100,000.
Yeah.
One person. Like, that's crazy.
Is it worth it?
So either they have these guys
And as a Muslim.
and supposedly
So
this
your akhirah is now in jeopardy.
yeah. So whatever these guys are, either they're mentally retarded or what they are sick or whatever they are, they've been used, or I mean or they're just patsies that they don't even know what's going on, or they've blackmailed them to the level that, you know, like, all right, your family's all going to be tortured in jail or something, and then you got to do this act for us, and then we'll release your family and whatever. So I mean, I can't see any other way a Muslim could engage, or they just lost their minds. They've been in some sort of mental brainwashing programs, you know, like they do with they catch people and then they brainwash them, break them down and then if that's a real thing.
A conspiracy theory.
That could be conspiracy. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, right? Like there's a lot of people are conspiring, right? Put it that way. There's a lot of people conspiring. So
and now even if you have looked, the scary part is because so many of these, not conspiracy theories, but so many of these taboo topics that you couldn't talk about in the past. Who controls Hollywood? Who controls the media?
Yeah.
You know, who controls politicians? Look at Australia. It's a simple example. Like the guy that set up the Free Palestine movement within the Labor Party, our Prime Minister, is now shipping bombs.
Yeah.
Like that just says it all.
Australia shipping bombs, America shipping bombs, Turkey
all
shipping.
weapons.
Now
Turkey,
that list, that's a shocker.
That's horrible.
That
exposed. That's from a long time
we
ago.
generally saw that the Arab states were generally the most they were looked at as, you know, they're being very passive, and they were, you know, the Turks were the Turkish government was very outspoken.
Vocal.
Not Turkish people, but Turkish government was very outspoken. But then it turns out they're more on the books, at least. We don't know who's worse, because this is
and what they're saying is their weapons are only used for sport.
Yeah, the thing is that it frees up the weapons to kill Palestinians.
But not just that.
So
what do they
the Turks
mean
have gone very quiet.
What does it mean by sport?
Yeah.
Because for these guys, killing Palestinians is sport.
Yeah. Oh, sport, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said support. Yeah.
No, sport.
Okay. Yeah, well.
These weapons, how do you use gunpowder for sport?
Yeah. So, because gunpowder can be put into any weapon. So that's tragic. Like, so basically the blood is in all Muslims' hands now, or rulers' hands. And this is why this Ramadan, like we're recording this late at night, it's 1:00 now, after Taraweeh and stuff. But that's why this month's dars, before Taraweeh, I usually do a dars every year. It's the verses of the Munafiqeen and throughout the Quran. Like, so more than half of the verses in Medina Munawwara that were revealed were about Munafiqeen.
Really?
So, and there's a reason. And the Munafiqeen, like, so every night I just go through the verse of Munafiqeen, because I just select the
more than half of the verses revealed in Medina.
Yeah, it's about related to Munafiqeen and the hypocrites, the pretenders Islam. If you read our rulers or the way they behave, the Muslim rulers, not our rulers, but the Muslim country rulers, boy, do they sound like Munafiqeen. Like, I wouldn't give a fatwa on Munafiqeen, but some ulama have openly said that they are the Munafiqeen of our time in the way that they conduct themselves, the way they behave.
Yeah.
The average Muslim voice is very clear. They're in pain. They're making dua.
That's what in Jordan today. There was all those protests outside the Israeli embassy.
Yeah, yeah. The average person's sense of sensibility and support for their Muslim brothers is very clear. The rulers that are on them, they are, of course, slaves to which they behold to some other power and scared to lose their chair or position. And there's no boldness, bravery, taking risk. No way. These guys want a stable economy. They want to make money, keep rolling in cash. They really don't care about Deen and the Muslims. Maybe there's an odd one or two, but in general, they are exhibiting all the traits of the munafiqin, the hypocrites. It's actually scary we should be scared of being a munafiq ourselves, but they are publicly, like, you are ignoring. And the reason why they're doing it is because it's not that they can't do anything. They won't do anything. And the reason why they won't do anything is because Hamas represents political Islam to them. And political Islam is a threat to them. It delegitimizes their rule. They are not the Ahl. So whether it's a monarchy in the Middle East, whether it's a dictator, that, a secular dictator that is in charge. So none of the so they what I said was exhibiting the traits of the munafiqeen, and they're going to copy one of the senior ulama in the Middle East. Sheikh Hassan Didu said, he goes, on the day of judgment, they're going to be judged on this. And then you got
He said it to him?
He said it was on TV. He gave an interview. Because the Muslim,
From which country?
He's Mauritanian, but he's based in Qatar, I think. So he gave an interview and he said very clearly, like he talked about the munafiqeen as well, interestingly, and then he also talked about these rulers, they will be punished for this thing. Anybody that's part of the establishment that is basically letting this happen. They're letting this happen. And their cowardice, their fear of money, their fear of
Loss
the thing.
of
If you
authority.
read all the ayat of munafiqeen, they fit the bill. That this is what we're munafiqeen in charge, or people with munafiqeen-like traits in charge. So there is no sympathy and they are scared. And what's happening is, in parallel, while this is happening, there are grumblings happening or problems happening between in Pakistan-Afghanistan border at the moment. Because the Afghanis don't recognize the Durand line, which is the British imposed border between Afghanistan and Pakistan. So Pakistan, we know, is sort of like a country that's carved out of in between.
British.
Quote unquote, by the British Muslim polity. There's Muslims some Muslim wanted it, some Muslim didn't want it. So it is interesting, sort of like quote a Islamic or Muslim country. Islamic might be too much to call it, but a Muslim country, a land for Muslims in the subcontinent, carved out of. There was East Pakistan, West Pakistan. East Pakistan became Bangladesh. That's separated from Pakistan due to excesses. They won an election, they weren't recognized, and then bloodshed and whatnot. And so that's separated like in 71. And then so half the country went. Then the other half got left as what West Pakistan became, remained of what is Pakistan. And so now like the in front of an Islamic emirate on their border, right, who won a war against NATO.
The world.
NATO primarily, and they, 50 countries or whatever. The Islamic credentials of Pakistan is looking very shaky. And
does Pakistan still have Islamic credentials, or does it still use
it's an Islamic republic, quote unquote.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a Muslim majority country. Generally,
does it represent Islam?
It represents in terms of what? Like, does it represent Islam in where?
In the rest of the world.
I mean, the world, non-Muslim world, will see it as a Muslim majority country. But then again, Indonesia is also a Muslim majority country, and that's made of multi-ethnicity. Nigeria as well. That's I think a Muslim majority country as well.
Is it?
So yeah, but Indonesia, for example, also very similar populations, similar diverse ethnicities, and
but they don't have these. I suppose every country's got their problems, but they don't have this level of.
But because Pakistan claims Islam as an Islamic republic, so now, and officially they say there are laws, but then like, how do you explain you're still following the British common law? How do you explain that you have systems and structures, or riba is, for example, interest is allowed? Like in Afghanistan, they've wiped out, as far as in the whole of Afghanistan, there's no riba anymore. Afghanistan thing is interesting because it's the other way around, where now you have a very strong.
Afghanistan is Israel and Pakistan.
No, astaghfirullah. No, they are Muslims, and they are saying that, well, their Amir basically did a proclamation or speech this last week and said, we are, like, this is not about the borders of Afghanistan and a country called Afghanistan. This is about bringing Sharia and Deen and Islam and salvation of humanity, bringing Deen Islam to the whole world. So we're not
the whole world.
If you have this misunderstanding that we are going to just sit in our borders. And that's like a very...
Are you serious?
Yeah. He said that we sit in our foxholes and we sit here and just eat, and we got our borders and we sit in the capital. And that's because we were ready to fight you for another 20 years. Therefore, because we fought you for 20 years and we defeated you, alhamdulillah, and we were ready to fight you for another 20 years. And because this is definitely not about our borders. This is about Islam in the world. So he said that we are, and this is interesting, and political scientists can debate this, Muslim political scientists, about democracy and so forth. But he's saying we are anti-democracy, and we have no interest in your system is flawed, and we will never accept it. And one of our jobs is, and the ulama's jobs is, to wipe this out from the face of the earth. The rule of democracy means the rule of men over the rule of Allah.
So that area is known as Khurasan, right?
The general region, yeah. Afghanistan is a big part of it. So there's old maps. Basically, I think it's called the Great Salt Desert in Iran. So it starts off from Iran and extends into parts of like basically most of Afghanistan, as far as I understand, is pretty much Khorasan. There was 4 historical cities. One of them was Kandahar. Anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for our brothers and sisters there. And hopefully the best thing scenario is that Pakistan just hands their nukes to Afghanistan. And actually,
can you imagine what would happen to the world?
Yeah, it would be. And Pakistan
if that happened, it's chaos.
If Afghanistan, because they really have a proper Islamic system, number one, we can disagree on the methods, yeah, whatever. But if you compare the two, Pakistan and Afghanistan, they definitely have a more Islamic system.
Yeah, but not just that, but isn't the life of the people better in Afghanistan right now? That prices are lower.
It's actually more safer, less corruption and so forth. It's safer. Just go to Karachi and walk down the street with your iPhone.
Really?
Yeah, and see what happens.
What happens?
Yeah, you might get, your phone will be taken, but your hand might be taken in the process. So just go online and watch the videos of people just getting robbed.
I can't see
People
that.
from Australia have been there in the last, like we know people that have been there, got robbed. An ATM or they've been robbed at their house.
Shot.
As soon as they find out that there's a guy like from Australia or somewhere, I have family from Karachi who left Karachi because of this.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's bad in certain places. So, but anyway, that's the so inshallah. I mean, hopefully the version 2.0 of the Islamic Emirate is an improved version and more. They seem to have matured a lot, and they seem to be doing things. They're much more savvy.
They're definitely
worldly,
a lot more media savvy,
and they're much more worldly, like in the sense of be aware to how to deal with international institutions, but they still have the same backbone in terms of.
We don't care.
Huh?
Care factor zero. About
Like all right, don't recognize us, but they're doing business now already with the Central Asian countries and China. It doesn't matter if you recognize us or not. We're going to still. We got a whole country, and we can do business as a country. So China's doing business with them. There's an issue, of course, the Muslims, the Uyghur Muslims as well. So that might be an issue.
See, that's something I struggle with. That thinking about it. Like this is the Islamic Emirate, and you're saying you're the Islamic Emirate. Now you're doing business with China. Why aren't you addressing that issue with them?
Yeah, are they addressing the issue? Are they not addressing the issue? Is that something fixable or not? So it's
So it's like every other politician, basically.
It could be, yeah. That's the criticism. That could be one criticism that is there, that because it's on their border. It's on their border. So they're not. Are they not doing anything? So are they like the same as the Arabs? Being passive when it comes to for the Palestinians, they are passive regarding the Uyghurs, or is it they just got their footing and then they're biding their time? So they definitely, as a organization and as a mission statement, like they're very clear about their intentions about the world. Arab countries generally, I'm talking about Arab country and Turkey, the Middle Eastern countries probably should say, they're all pretty much in the same basket now, and it's about their country and their national interests.
We don't care about anything else. And
Hamas is Islamic.
About their national interests.
People can disagree with the type of government that they led and their wrongs and so forth. That's fine. People can do a political analysis or whatever, but they are Muslims, and they are. They were ruling under Islamic banner. That is a problem. Hamas. That is a problem for it delegitimizes all the rulers of the Middle East and their right to rule. Because once Islam comes in, then the ideals of Islam are being compromised by all these rulers. And you have these like puppet Zionists, I don't know what to call them. These like Faris Hamadi and all these characters. Influence. He's not even an alim sheikh, but he talks like a sheikh. And everyone thinks he's a sheikh and say, why are the people talking to you like this sheikh? You're a sheikh. They shouldn't talk. He's not even a sheikh. He's a CrossFit trainer.
Rabbi Faris?
That's what they call him. Anyway, people call him that. And
is he a CrossFit trainer?
That's what he was. And he's not actually hard.
So he just grew a beard and put on a...
Yeah, that's what he did. Literally what he did. And now he's become, like he was having with Sneeko, he was having a podcast, whatever, with him and talking to him. And he's saying to them, this is not our problem. Like as an average person, like boycotting is not a thing that we should be doing. And the guy that is just recently convert, literally a month, he's saying to him like, yeah, but like, shouldn't we try to change the world? He goes, no.
Yeah.
And like, it's a very, someone commenting as he's teaching the new convert a defeatist mentality, that like, you don't have to do anything. And like, he's got the goal to put the Coca-Cola bottle there on the table just to, maybe his masters in the UAE, they probably told him to do that. But it's like crazy stuff. Like these characters that come out and they, like, all right, be quiet, remain silent.
Yeah.
Right. And and now post all this stuff, du'as are being made in the harams now. Like they were quiet for how long? 5 months. Now that it's like totally pummeled Gaza, now you decide to raise your hand.
There's nothing left.
Like basically a signal came, look, it's pretty much over. Inshallah it's not, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let them prevail. But a signal came and basically, now you can raise your hands and make dua, just go through, channel the emotions of the people. Wallahu alam, but it seems like very on cue to certain political things that are happening, not because of some dini. The dini, if it was because of deen from the first day, first day you would have been making dua in the Masjid, that country. When I was there, nothing was happening. Even 1 month afterwards, despite the brutality, nothing was happening. So obviously a signal has come from the top.
But you're allowed to. This is the sad part, because you look at some of these, but also at the same time, those ulama that did speak up, they've been locked up.
Yeah, I mean, that is
They're getting locked up.
Yeah.
This is ones that spoke up from 5 months ago saying, no, this is not right. This one's what spoke up a year ago.
Yeah.
And if it's against what the government wants, sorry, mate, you're going in.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, what basis to making dua for your brothers? To give support to your brothers, moral support. No, you can't do that. So we have some other interest that cannot be disturbed. And you cannot make us
because this is all for a few dollars.
This is for kursi and money. There's only two things: money and a position. They cannot lose their chair, and they don't understand the average. These rulers, they don't understand the pain of the average Muslim or the sympathy. They're in a bubble.
This is why when stuff happens, they're not going to get sympathy from the average person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's going to be absolutely no sympathy.
Once they get in the hands of the average person, see what they did to Gaddafi.
Yep.
Right at the end. Now, of course, it was at the behest of the Americans, but the people that are fighting on the street, there's a pain there, and there's suppression and oppression there of those guys, and they can't control because of what has been done to them.
But now they're all missing that era.
Yeah, of course, because it was an external program that was to take him apart, and people reminisce of the peaceful. Saddam is the same as well. There are even Shia and Kurds who hate Saddam because of whatever he's done to their communities, and even they say that it's much worse now than it was before.
See?
So, but the thing is that at the behest of foreign force, especially America and the West and so forth, they take him out, and then the locals, they've been suppressed so much by that guy at that point, they have no sympathy because he didn't have sympathy either. So it's a cruel world, but
where does it stop?
Yeah,
or is this the beginning?
Yeah, whether I don't know where the help. Of course, the help comes only from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. I think what Mufti Abdurrahman Yusuf is here in Melbourne at the moment, and he gave a speech in our masjid the other day. It's a very nice speech. It's just 20 minutes, and it's very to the point. And some brother came, he said it felt like a bandage being put on the wound.
What did he say?
He said the ayat Quran about the angels, that they will say, Salamun alaykum bima sabartum, that salam upon you. When you be at the gate of Jannah, or you enter Jannah, and the angel will greet you a salam for you, specially. It's not like, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. He said, for the sabr that you had, the patience in the world, a Muslim is repaid for his sabr. His reward. So all these trials and difficult Muslims are going through, we should not just see like the munafiqeen do. Like these munafiqeen that may be sitting in positions who only see worldly gain and loss. They should see that as Muslimin, inshallah, and mu'minin, inshallah ta'ala, we should see that our brothers and sisters, they'll be Jannah, and they'll be rewarded for the difficulties and trials. And then in the real sense, they're shaheed because they died in battle, or they died under the attack of enemy and oppression. So in a way, he said that when we have that salam is a salam for eternity. You'll be in peace and enjoyment, and you'll be in there forever, and you'll never leave. So inshallah, our brothers and sisters that have become shaheed in Palestine, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them with shahada, and they enter Jannah forever, inshallah. And then those who are suffering, Allah make it easy and have mercy on them, and feed them, and to remove fear from them, inshallah.
Bro, I look at these guys. I think about some of these guys that have passed away and the way they've passed away. On the day of judgment, what level will they be? Yeah. Or what level will I be?
Yeah, one of them was saying, one of the brothers saying, I will have a case against the Ummah on the Day of Judgment, and I will complain before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that his Ummah stood idly while we were being slaughtered. That scares the hell out of me.
That's so scary.
Yeah, that we were, like even this Ramadan, like it's been very somber.
It has.
Like it's not the usual sort of like, it's like we're just going through the motions.
It's a different Ramadan vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone's just doing their amal.
Yeah, but it's like
there's not much to celebrate.
There's nothing to.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, it's not really the usual vibe like that. And those hypocrites, because I say hypocrites in action because I don't know what's in the heart, but pretending that that's not a problem, that our brother and sister, and turning a blind eye and going about things
being right
like
next door and smashing the food and making jokes about throwing food away and you know, all these things.
Yeah, like have some decency and self-respect. The Arabs have a little bit extra responsibility because they're next door and they're people the same color, same language, same deen above all else. You know, that is a something that, you know, that they, for them to throw them under the bus like the way they've done it, that is a worse than maybe anybody else, the Turks or anybody else that's at further away, countries that are further away. They, like the microscope, they're under the microscope at the moment, and their dhillah, their humiliation, their being puppets, and they are working for other than your own, like the idea.
It's all out. It's out in the open. Like we can say they're doing this, but the crux of it is that the average person, Muslim and non-Muslim, is now saying, this is what reality is.
Yeah.
Like the crazy thing is, like you hear non-Muslims that have been, and they're like, for 75 years we've been brainwashed. I thought this was this. I thought this is what a terrorist was. I thought this is what Muslims do, but the reality is something else. I thought we had freedom of speech. No, you don't. I thought we had a government that represented us. No, you don't. Even in Australia.
Yeah.
Even in Australia, look at the laws that are being enacted now.
Actually, the representative is there to sort of control the masses.
Yeah,
he's been put in a position.
Representative of the people.
Now he's basically, his job is to make sure that certain other things are more important than listening to the masses.
Yeah.
Even the majority of his own constituency, who will kick him out probably in the next election.
Sure.
But his job is now not, or her job is not to follow their voice. It's to do government.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, but the government is a representative of the people. So you're meant to follow their voice.
No, you're not. That's what I'm saying. That's what we thought it was, but it's
That's
not.
what we thought it was. Yeah,
but it's not. But it's
no,
not.
It's not. It's about controlling the masses.
Yeah, it's controlling. It's another way. It looks like, and it distributes the power because people had enough of like lords and kings and so forth. So it got distributed, but basically it was to divide everybody and then
keep them and stay in power.
Yeah, they put you through this. I do a protest here. This is why I don't believe the protests work. I don't believe these things work.
Protests do work.
They don't work, and they haven't worked. They haven't stopped the killing there.
You know what the protests have done? They might not have stopped the killing, but they've woken up the world.
Yeah.
This was Allah's plan.
Yeah.
Maybe the protest didn't work.
Yeah, but waking up doesn't change actually.
Over time it does. It's not going to happen. Like you said, we're here for the long haul.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about generational change.
I don't have your hope. It's optimism in the system, you know.
No, you don't.
I don't believe in democracy, and I don't believe it's a system that will produce in this. It's hypocrisy. It's bought already. It maybe on paper sounds good, but corporations, the rich, have bought the politicians.
The crazy thing is, not only have the corporations bought the politicians, but in the last 5 months, you realize how much power corporations have throughout the world.
Yeah, like
the control, BlackRock, Vanguard.
You know, APAC and all these guys. Like, there's that Code Pink. Like they're feminists, right?
Yeah.
But they go around. That old lady. That old lady goes chases around with politicians and
all the congressmen.
But then they put this like little tag on the video, like a little animation, like a little tag. The price tag, how much he's getting from APAC.
Yeah.
Like John Kerry, like 900,000 in 1 year from.
But there's guys that
APAC.
have been bought for 17K.
Oh wow! Like they're like the cheap ones.
The cheap ones,
but the top guys of the Democrats.
Well, what's his name? Biden, over $2 point something million.
There you go. So of course they're working,
and it's all American taxpayer money.
So it's all about money.
So it goes to Israel, and then it comes back in their pockets. It's just washing money.
Anyway, that's enough. It's late, and I've got a 45-minute drive back home. Inshallah. Hopefully we'll have another podcast at least in Ramadan, inshallah, release.
Inshallah.
Bismillah. So Jazakumullah khair. And inshallah, leave your comments.
Thank you for watching.
We might do thinking about doing a live stream on a weekly basis every Tuesday night, inshallah.
If you think that's a good idea, so you
people can participate.
So are you saying you can't edit me out?
No, I can't edit. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
But the day that you cross the line, that'll be the last one we'll do, and you'll never.
Which means we're gonna have one live stream. So if you want this live stream, leave something in the comments.
Inshallah.
So are you saying if I don't cross the line, I cross the line according to you?
Yeah. All right.
Right. Those that know me know me. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon, and keep making your duas.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.